Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Indianapolis Bolts expansion, relocation, all of the shuns franchise here on MLB The Show 24. We've got a big episode on the docket today. We've got not only All-Star Week and all of that comes along with that, but we've got possible trade deadline moves. So we've got some very, very interesting things to take care of. And we are going to find out how good our injured number 20 pick is, our round 1 pick is, Chris Roderick. How good is he going to be? I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I guess we'll find out in this episode, so stick around for that. We do have some possibilities of some starters in the All-Star game, which is pretty nice, including the number 1 pitcher. So that's pretty cool. But let's get started here. We are a game up on the Cubs in the division, 56-39. So let's finish the series against the Twins. Hopefully they don't sweep us, and they do. They swept us. That's great. I love to get swept. We don't have any participants in the home run derby, so I'm not going to participate in it. I thought maybe that we'd have somebody, but we don't this year. So it is over, but we do have ourselves some participants in the All-Star game, so that's nice. We're only going to be playing with our players, so we got to find ourselves the Braves Stadium because they are the ones that hosted the Home Run Derby, so we got to get to Truist Park. There it is. Perfect. Quick counts are on. We're only going to be participating with our own guys, and it looks like we've got Shane Bieber as the starter. We've got, not Strider, Zach Gallen, who makes the team. So we got 2 starting pitchers. We've got ourselves Felix Bautista, 3 pitchers that make the All-Star game. Love to see that. And then on the actual lineup side of things, we got ourselves. Juice makes the All-Star team as a starter. Randy Arozarena makes the All-Star team as a starter. And then we've got nobody else except for Adolis Garcia. I guess that counts technically because he's on our team now, but he technically makes it as a Ranger, as a Texas Ranger, but his stats get carried over here, so I guess that counts. We're gonna play as him, but technically he makes it as a Ranger player, even though he should have been in the American League. But you get the idea. So we have a few different All-Stars that we'll play with. Let's get into this game though.
Gotta love the All-Star festivities. Always a great show. We'll be back to get this thing started after this. And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. MLB The Show brings you the MLB All-Star Game. It's the American League All-Stars and the National League All-Stars. John Sciambi and Chris Singleton with you. Singy, always special when we get together to call the All-Star game.
Well, we've done a lot of these together, and sometimes you come in and think, ho-hum, another year. But once you look and you see these All-Star players, their uniforms on, them interacting with one another, you realize just how special it is. It's going to be a great one tonight.
First pitch coming at you right after the break. Here's the veteran.
All right, here we go. Shane Bieber on the mound starting the game for the National League. I really cannot wait for the actual All-Star game in real life to take place so that we can get new jerseys, because we've been having these Mariners jerseys, All-Star jerseys, since the All-Star game last year. There hasn't been any change, and it's just kind of annoying to have these same jerseys, so I cannot wait for the All-Star game this year so we can get those those Texas Ranger themed jerseys put into the game. I'm tired of these jerseys. I know I'm going to get tired of the 2024 jerseys once we get to the MLB 25 cycle. But I'm really tired of these old jerseys from last year. So Shane Bieber starting out pretty hot though. 2 strikeouts to lead off the All-Star game. Yordan Alvarez, Air Yordan, and he's sending that meteor shot to center field, right center field. Outman will get that in past the juice. Yeah, that was a missile from Air Jordan. And now it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at the plate. A lot of power in this bat. We'll see if we can get him overexcited and swinging a slider. Ooh, that was a really good take. He really should have swung at that. 2-2 on the cutter, and that's called strike 3. Painting the corners, and the Beebs gets the job done. All right, but now we have to only play with our guys. Our first guy up is Juice, hitting pretty late in the lineup, so we will swing, swing, swing. Solo homer from Soto, and now we're back up on the mound with Bieber. Bregman makes the All-Star game, kind of past his prime, but he still makes it. Good for him. Fouls off the pitch, 1-2. And now we look to strike him out with a cutter. Got him, strike 3. Another painting of the corner of the plate, or of the side of the plate. And Shane Bieber is cooking here in the All-Star game. He's only got 2 innings, and he's making the most of it. He's only allowed 1 hit, and that was just a missile from Jordan into right center. And he gets J-Ram as well. Shane Bieber has 5 of the 6 players he's faced today struck out. Well, 7 players technically. And that's Julio with a foul off on the cutter. We'll go for a slider. Can I strike out the side? In order. 3 up. And 3 down. Shane Bieber is a god. The Cy Young is waiting for him. Shane Bieber. Domination in full effect. Austin Riley at the plate. We'll get to the Juice, who's next up. He walks, and now Juice will bat for the first time as an All-Star. I don't think he made it last year. I don't remember. He might have. Not swinging at that. I'm better than that. I'm better than that. Don't worry. But I will warm up Shohei Ohtani so we can get him ready to go. Shane Bieber dominates in the All-Star game, and the Juice might have had a home run. That's got some distance. And it's gone! The Juice with a 2-run shot in the All-Star game. To deep left field, 4-11 off the bat, and the Juice is making a name for himself. That's what I'm talking about. The Bolts players are dominating here. This might be the best All-Star participation we've had ever. That's kind of crazy. Rosa Rayner will step up next. We will go to the bullpen and make sure that Shohei is scheduled to put into the game. They're keeping Rasmussen in, even though he allowed a home run. We'll see what Rosa Rayner can do here. Randy Rosa Rayner fouls off the slider. I think I might have been a little early on that. Yeah, just slightly early. It's okay. I'll get there. That one's much better, but not hit deep enough. That was a good pitch, too. I could have destroyed that baseball, but I don't. Rosarena sends that to Julio Rodriguez, and that is all of our doing. And now Bieber is up, so we will take Bieber out, and we will put in Shohei Ohtani. And then we will get out of this. So pitch, 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 and pitch. There we go. So now they bring in Shane McClanahan. We've got swing, 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 swing. An error and a strikeout. Okay, so Ohtani will come out for Spencer Strider. Walk, walk. 1 run scored by Bregman. 1 run scored by Julio. And a flyout. Okay, a little dangerous there. We're up now, and they bring in Luis Castillo for the Juice. So it's 3-2, nobody on. The sun is setting here in Atlanta. Kind of giving it like an apocalypse type of vibe. That's the kind of lighting they use on the apocalypse type of movies. All right. Come on, Juice. 2-1 count from Luis Castillo. Ooh, called ball 3. Thank you, ump. He's been giving me that call when I was pitching with Bieber, and now he doesn't give that to Castillo. And that's going to be strike 2. Okay, I thought maybe he'd give me that call again. Maybe that's a redemption call for Castillo. Who knows? Full count to Juice, and he swings and misses past the 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and the Juice will go down swinging. Not ideal. Not ideal. But Outman will walk, and Arozarena comes up with a 1-1 count and a runner on first. Come on, Randy. You're an all-star for a reason. Let's show him why. Ooh, swing and a miss over top of the circle change. Good placement of that one. That was good timing, too. I could have hit that baseball if it was a little higher. Come on, Randy. Oh, he jammed me. He jammed me with that fastball inside. He got me on that one. That was a good pitch. That was a good pitch. But I'm going to redeem myself right here. This next pitch is all mine. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. It's a little can of corn to Vladdy Jr. Disappointing. But we got quick manage to get taken care of here. So swing, and that is it. So we will pinch hit for Spencer Strider with Zach Gallen, and now we come back in because Zach Gallen is our pitcher. So we got 1, 2, and 3 for the American League, and Christian Yelich. That was dangerous. That was very, very dangerous. Here comes the cutter. Swing and a miss over the top of it. Yelich goes down. Bye-bye. Christian Yelich. Jose Altuve. 1-2 to him. And the little guy fouls off the fastball. Let's give him a slider away. He's definitely going to chase this because he's a fool. You fool! He chased it. And he does not miss. He fouls it off. We'll give him the cutter. Come on, Gallen. Good job, Zach Gallen. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Altuve. And now it's time for Air Jordan. He's got a 3-1 count. Yordan Alvarez. He missiles that to second, and Juice cannot handle it again. Yordan Alvarez is the king of getting that ball past Juice. He's playing too much of a shift type of formation. He can't get back in time. Yordan's doing a good job of hitting out of that. But if we can swing and a miss past Vladdy, strike 3. And the Indianapolis Bolts pitchers are cooking in the All-Star game. They bring in Chris Paddock. But we're kind of feeling ourselves right now. We're feeling kind of sexy. We bring out Zach Gallen for Sanchez, Christopher Sanchez. Bada bing, bada boom. He does a good job. Pitching change, John Means. Austin Riley walks, and now the Juice is up for the final time. Next time he gets up will be a pinch hit situation. And Juice fouls off the sweeping curve. That was good timing, too. I thought I might be able to get around that. I guess not. John Means, the veteran player, making an all-star game. 1-2 count to Juice, who already has a home run today. If he could hit another one, that'd be so freaking cool, man. Grounder. Fouls that off. Come on, Juice. You got this. You absolutely got this. Don't swing at that. Good eye, good eye. What else you got for me? What else do you have for me? Not for anybody else, but for me. A grounder. Double play scenario. Beats the throw. It's a fielder's choice. And James Outman comes up with 2 outs in the inning, and he will have a 2-run homer. James Outman, baby. That's the big dog. Okay, so we've got a 5-2 lead with Randy Arozarena up next, and Randy smokes that baseball into left field. But it will not stay fair. I was really hoping that ball would stay fair and Arozarena would have a home run. That way both of our starters in the All-Star game in terms of hitting would have had home runs. That'd be pretty crazy. I definitely say that we're having the best overall team performance or team showing here in the All-Star game. I don't know how many other teams have multiple different participants, but I mean, we've had 2 starters who have dominated their outings, and we've had Juice hit a home run. Arozarena just needs to do something, and that's not ideal. But still, even with Arozarena's bad performance in the All-Star game, I still think that we've had the best outing as a team. We will now bring in Evan Phillips to pitch the top of the 7th. And he gets the job done, kind of, question mark. They're starting to pinch hit their guys, but he does get the job done. Okay, now it's time for us to get the job done. So they bring in Clase. We'll pinch hit Sean Murphy for Luis Campusano. He singles. Corbin Carroll will get pinch hit for Adolis Garcia, and will come in to hit. So here we go. Adolis Garcia, our final guy that we have as a participant here, playing against his former teams, his former American League running mates, I guess. We'll see what we can do against one of the best closers in baseball, Emmanuel Clase. Can we get a base hit? He looks like he's going to be throwing cutters a lot, but I'm still sitting fastball. And that's Adolis Garcia into the left center gap. That could score all the way from home. You know what? I'm setting him. It's the All-Star game. Why not? Adolis Garcia with an RBI double. 6-5. Nope, 6-2. Campusano comes around to score, and Adolis Garcia gets an RBI double. That's what I'm talking about. Quick manage. Trey Turner will come out, and Trey Turner will be substituted for J.P. Crawford. He grounds out. Juan Soto will get a pinch hit scenario for somebody. Probably Nolan Jones. He lines out, and Matt Olson will get pinch hit for Christian Walker. And he flies out, so we can't do anything after we get the RBI double. Pitching change for Evan Phillips will bring in David Bednar. Pitch. They're starting to subs their guys out as well. Fly out. Pinch hitter. Fly out. Devin Williams comes in. Austin Riley gets substituted for Isaac Paredes. He walks. And the Juice will get pinch hit for Tierra Estrada. Outman pinch hits for Teoscar Hernandez. And that's the end of that. But we get Felix Bautista to come in and possibly end this game. And I was wrong by saying that Adolis Garcia was the final member of our participation, because Felix Bautista is still here and exists. And he's ending this one. He is hopefully ending this one at least. Jared Triolo. I'm assuming it's Triolo. I don't know for sure, though. He's getting some stinky cheese. And there it is. Can't handle it. 102 on the gun. That's first out of the inning from Felix Bautista. Who's this? It's Julio Rodriguez. And Julio, what's he got up his sleeve? What's he got up his little sleeves? Fouls off the splitter. We'll go slider, but if he survives this, we'll give him some cheese. And he survives that, so it's stinky cheese time. Give him it all. He can't handle stinkiest of cheeses. He does. It's ball 4. Adley Rushman up next. And Adley swings past the fastball. So we'll give him some splitting action, maybe a double play. Nope. It's ball 2. Okay. Slider. Hardly know her. Fouls that off. Kind of jammed him. Jam. Stinky cheese. Fouls that off as well. Okay. Give him a splitter inside. See if he can handle it. He can, but it's double play territory. Estrada to Crawford. Ball game. National League wins. Shane Bieber gets the W. He dominated his two innings of action. And the good guys get the victory. Let's freaking go. The biggest of dogs. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings for Shane Bieber is crazy. Good appearances from all the good guys. And now it's time to sign some draft picks. So here we go. We'll sign you. We'll sign you. And it looks like not a lot of guys have actual interest in us. Scott Lerma is the first guy we'd actually offer. So we'll give him like 1.31. He decides to sign. So first guy to sign is Scott Lerma. Okay. Then we need to get Jesse Moses. We'll offer him a contract. We'll give him $944K. He's coming in. Who's the next guy that has interest? It is Seamus Brown. Okay, Seamus Brown. We'll give him $387K, and he decides to sign. So far, everything's going pretty well, but that is it for guys that have interest. So we're going to have to just ride it out with these guys. Finalize that. And let's hopefully win some games here, boys. There we go. We shut out the Mets. Kyle Lewis injured. Batista. Oh, we lose 6-5 in that game. That's ugly. That's all-star voting, not what I wanted. Signed draft picks. Almost good on these guys, but I don't know. We're going to have to get pretty close. We only have till August 1st. Couple good wins. Signed some draft picks. 44%, 33%. Ugh, come on, guys. What are we doing out here? Nobody wants to sign? We take 2 or 3 against the Pirates, so we're battling with the Cubs. The Cubs are a good team this year. 45%, 44%. Oh my God, this is getting out of hand. Are there any other people that have closer interest? I mean, some of these guys do. Hal Lewis will put in there. Finalize that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have time to sign all these guys. We lose 2-1 to the Giants. Another day to sign draft picks. 47%, 45%. Come on, guys. I want to sign some guys. But nobody's interested in coming to the Bolts, apparently. We don't have that much time left. We got 49% with Roderick, 46%. I might have to take him off. We might have to swap him out. Swap you out and put in somebody else that has good interest. We'll put in Malcolm Muriel, and hopefully he gets up there. But I don't know. We only have one more opportunity, I think, to sign draft picks. So Roderick finally is available to sign. He's our guy that was injured. We'll give him $353, and he declined. You got to be kidding me, bro. I can't offer anybody else. Today is the trade deadline. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sign these guys. They weren't interested in me. There's not much else I could do. So we've got possible trade deadline moves. Do I want to mess up the lineup? Riley Green's not hitting very well this year. 268. I mean, he's not really doing anywhere near what he was last year. Riley Green's interesting. I think the rest of the team is pretty good. It's just maybe Riley Green needs to be changed. What about the pitching rotation? Shane Bieber and Zach Gallen are both killing the game. So I'm happy with that. Scooble's a little cold, but I'm okay with it. Freddie Peralta's doing good. Josiah Gray is the only one that's a little shaky for me. He's the only one that's a little bit shaky. Nico Horner is on the trade block. We don't really need a second baseman or a third baseman or a shortstop, right? We don't need a shortstop. We don't need a second baseman, obviously, because that's me. And then a third baseman is Christopher Morel. So Nico Horner kind of just doesn't fit with the team. Even DH, we have Adolis Garcia. So, maybe Josiah Gray is that pitcher that we need to move and get somebody else. Like Garrett Cole. No, I'm just kidding. Like Shane McClanahan. That'd be really cool. He's unfortunately got 2 more years of arbitration after this year. So we have to wait on him. Who's the guy that we can bring in that would change the organization for the postseason? Josiah Gray. George Kirby? He's not having that good of a year at all. Spencer Strider did just make the All-Star game, but he is way too hard to get. Especially if we were only giving up Josiah Gray. Zach Wheeler made the All-Star game, I think, but he's very expensive. That could be a nice addition to the team for the postseason. He's been in Philadelphia for a while. I didn't realize how long he's been on Philadelphia. I remember him as a Mets player. I mean, we could do this. It would be kind of stupid, but we could do this. We could bring Zach Wheeler to the squad. He's not having his greatest year, but maybe he turns it around. And while he turns it around, he does it in the postseason for us. Maybe we toss in like a Justin Dunn, or maybe like this guy. And we also toss in somebody else. Who else do we toss in? I could toss in Montez. What about Oscar Colas? I'd probably want to toss in Colas, but we'd have to get rid of this guy then. and maybe it's Justin Dunn. So this trade would go through. We'd send Josiah Gray to the Phillies, along with Justin Dunn and Oscar Colas. We'd bring back in Zach Wheeler for basically a literal rental piece. He's a literal rental for the postseason and possibly into next year because he's very expensive. So we already have 2 guys that are making $31 million. I'll come back to that. That's a possible trade. Justin Steele just made the All-Star game. Hunter Green, Mitch Keller, Paul Skeens. He's not pitching very well at all. Wow. He's getting shelled, actually. But we could do this trade. Do I want to bring Paul Skeens in? Do I trust Paul Skeens? Livy Dunn's boyfriend? He is not pitching very well at all. It might be a dumb idea. We would have him locked up forever, and he's going to have crazy good value when he heats back up. So really, my 2 options that I feel comfortable going for. Kyle Bradish would be interesting too. But the trade that we have put together wouldn't be able to get him. What about Bello? Ooh, we could possibly make a trade for Bello. Bello's having a killer year. Okay, so now there's 3 opportunities. There's 3 different people that I'm interested in. It's Bello, it's Paul Skeens, and it's Zach Wheeler. Who do I think values us more in the long run, or helps us more in the long run? I think that in the absolute long run, it's Paul Skeens, obviously, because he's 22, already an 80 overall, and he's locked up until 2031. So he's the obvious choice for the long-term future, since we don't really have any other younger guys. We have Kyle Harrison and Mizorowski waiting in the wings, and Paul Skeens could be the next up in that. That's like a 2-3 punch right there, 1-2-3 punch. That would be pretty awesome. The Zach Wheeler option gives us that immediate legitimacy on all 5 of our starting pitchers when we're thinking about the postseason. Maybe Zach Wheeler's that guy. The only problem with Zach Wheeler is he's old, really old, and he is very expensive. He's the most expensive player on the team at that point. So would it be a smart idea to bring Zach Wheeler into the club when it's probably only going to be for the rest of this year and maybe not even into next season, because depending on who's in free agency, we might have to send Zach Wheeler to a new team to free up that money. So maybe that's not even a smart idea. But then you've got Bello, who is kind of like in the middle of both. He's 25. He's having a killer season. But he's the one that we wouldn't be able to give up Justin Dunn. We'd have to give up something else, I think, which is the only thing that kind of concerns me, because I don't know what else I have that they want. I don't know really what gets this done. Even if Bello might be my favorite target, he might be my number 1 target, but I don't know if I have anything that pushes this across to get it done. Like, I'm throwing in some top prospects, and they're not even saying yes. They'll take Cole Young, but I don't want to give up Cole Young. So Bello might be off the table simply because we don't have the pieces to give back in return. So it might have to be Paul Skeens. That way we have Livy Dunn on our side, which is always a good thing. And we might be able to even throw in something else, possibly. Maybe like an Indy Rodriguez? No. What about a Tamar Johnson? They have Jonathan Indy on the team now? What about Khalil Watson? No. Cheng? No. Brian Reynolds? It looks like we're not going to be able to throw in anything else unless it's like a deep potential prospect, or not even that. So it's just Paul Skeens. I think this is the smartest move long term. It gives us another pitcher that's under 23, or that's 23 or younger, to add to this core that we're building right here. I'm intrigued, and I think this is going to be the move. Josiah Gray heading to Pittsburgh. Paul Skeens is now an Indianapolis Bolt. We've just acquired Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn. So I'd say that's a 2-for-1 that you don't want to miss out on. So that's going to be our only move for the deadline. Skeens now goes into the starting rotation. And I think we have to hopefully bank on the fact that we can get... This is our last chance. This is our last chance to sign any draft picks. Luckily, we have the chance to sign these two guys, so we cannot miss on Chris Roderick. We have to pay him probably a little bit more than I would want. And he's decided to sign. So we get our number 1 draft pick, but he's injured. You got to remember that. Hal Lewis, he decides to sign, so we do get him. We can't offer a I can't offer a contract to Muriel, so we'll pay him, and he's decided to sign. Did they change that where you can now offer guys contracts on the final day? Ben Valet has decided to sign. We might be able to get everybody. Cosmo Reyes, the final guy, he's declined. Cosmo doesn't want to be an Indianapolis Bolt, so we won't sign him, but we get everybody else. I was a little bit worried there. A little bit worried we weren't going to get everybody else. Okay, so now I want to go and find out how good these guys are. So let's simulate into August, and we can possibly sweep the Giants, and we do. Beautiful. But here we go. View the draft picks. How bad is Chris Roderick? You know what? He's not as bad as I thought because he was injured. He's a C potential prospect. He's not amazing. He's not a two-way player either. But it could have been worse. And Ben Valet looks like a stud. He's really fast. He's got great contact already, great vision, great clutch. He actually looks like a really good player. Okay, I'm happy with that. Scott Lerma, really good contact right off the rip. Good fielding, or not good fielding, good speed and stealing. Good durability. You know what? Lerma's a decent prospect. Jesse Moses, we only drafted him for his potential power. He doesn't have great power, but maybe he can develop into something. Malcolm Muriel, really good contact, good durability. Okay. A little switch hitter, too. And then Hal Lewis has no redeeming qualities and probably will not make any team whatsoever. And then Seamus Brown, 73 potential. Okay, little Seamus action. Not a great draft, but that's to be expected because we picked so late into the first round. But it doesn't look like anybody else drafted anybody higher than a 94, so this draft might have just not been very good. All right, so we'll finish this week of August, and then we'll wrap up the video. So, oh, look at the W's we're racking up there. We lost 2 games or one against the Dodgers, one against the Rockies, but we racked up a few wins to start the month of August. We are 2.5 games back to the Cubs. They're starting to cook a little bit. How did Skeens do in his debut? That's the question. Where was Skeens pitching? Skeens pitched here. He won against the Giants, and he pitched here and lost against the Rockies. So a 1-1 record for Skeens in his debut as a pitcher for the boys. I think we're gonna definitely focus on this game when we jump in next episode. But that's gonna do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.